a study that was commissioned by the Department of Labor called, quote, an analysis of reasons for the disparity in wages between men and women, close quote. And it says when you look at apples to apples, when you compare people with the same kind of background, same level of experience, there's only about a 4 to 7 cents difference in the pay gap for a dollar earned by a woman versus a dollar earned by a man. That's not much. Furthermore, the study says that that gap can be explained generally by choices that women have made choices to work fewer hours, made choices to take longer vacations, made choices to take off time to take care of a sick relative, what have you. But those have to do with choices, not have to do with anything about wage discrimination. So it turns out that the wage discrimination is certainly not true. It is certainly not true that women earn 77 cents on the dollar. It isn't even true that the 96 cents that they earn on the dollar, that it isn't even true that the 4 cents can be explained away by sexism. According to this study, the additional gap can be explained away by choices and other legitimate factors. Again, this is the Department of Labor. This is not some right-wing organization, not some libertarian think tank. This is the Department of Labor commissioned a study, and it was done by the CONSAD, C-O-N-S-A-D Research Corporation. There are observable differences in attributes of men and women that account for most of the wage gap. This is what it says. And it says when you look at like to like, you're talking about a gap that's between 4.8 and 7.1%. Quote, research indicates that women may value non-wage benefits more than men do, and as a result prefer to take a greater portion of their compensation in the form of health insurance and other fringe benefits, end of quote. Quote, the differences in raw wages may be almost entirely the result of the individual choices being made by both male and female workers, close quote. Furthermore, it's interesting that she is saying this at the Oscars, where we just had the revelation because of the Sony hack that at Sony, Amy Pascal, the co-studio chief, paid Jennifer Lawrence, the bigger star of the Hunger Games, less money than her male co-star. And when she was asked about that, she said, look, I'm running a business. If you want to take less, I'll pay you less. People ought to know your value. Some people are just too grateful. Sometimes maybe it's better to walk away. My goodness, she didn't talk about sensitivity and how unfair it is and how women should recognize that they're going to be put upon. She said you should know your value. And if you don't know your value, that's on you. So isn't that fascinating? You have a female co-chief explaining why she paid a female star less money than the male star, even though she's a bigger draw. And the answer is because you didn't ask for more. So what does that say about all of this? I also looked up the political contributions made by Patricia Arquette, and she's given money to a lot of people. Not a lot of money, but given money to liberal causes and liberal candidates.